Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna do things just a little differently. So as y'all can see, I am geared out with my real estate gear. You see it? Y'all see it? But anyways, if you are new to my channel, I am Ashley Edwards. I post lifestyle videos. I post real estate videos. I just post whatever I want to post. That's what I post, okay? But anyway, so today we are going exclusively with one of my clients, and we're going to talk a little bit about their journey and what she had to say or what she thought about it, the pros, the cons. This was their first time buying a home. So if you are thinking about buying a home, or if you've already bought your home or whatever, or you're just interested in real estate, stay tuned.
I ain't felt this good in a minute. Own it. I ain't trying to rent it. It feel like it's third down. So I'ma stiff farm like I'm Emmett Smith. Yeah, I'm going in, baby. Yeah, I'm trying to win, baby. Yeah, you know the biz, baby. Yeah, you know the biz, baby. The way we win.
So I told you we were going to be doing things a little bit differently. So today we are here doing an exclusive video with one of my past clients, my forever clients. She was a first-time home buyer, her and her husband. They recently purchased a home in a beautiful subdivision, new build. So we're gonna talk to you guys a little bit about that. And we are actually sitting right here in her kitchen. When I tell you guys, oh my goodness, her home is the bomb. So I think they're gonna be starting a YouTube channel, if I'm correct? Okay.
All things Douglasville.
All things Douglasville. So when her new home tour is available, I'm gonna link it below. Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Latisa Douglas. This is my awesome sister, friend, best friend, one of my best friends, and also our realtor. So,
give it to me.
Not to toot her horn, but literally this process was amazing.
Awesome.
Because of her. So I want to publicly thank you. Just don't start crying. I want to publicly thank Miss Ashley Edwards just for the entire process. As you stated, this is our first home, preferably our forever home. I don't plan on moving.
Pause. Listen, y'all, they built this home like it was a forever home. This home has all the upgrades. Oh my God, when I tell you the design elements came together so well. So let's jump right into it. Did you guys plan well in regards to buying a house? Did you save up? How long did it take? Did you already have in mind like what type of house you wanted, what area you wanted? How did that go for you guys?
So, oh my goodness, the process. So we actually were planning, we knew, so we got married November 22nd, 2019. Both of us had never lived outside of our parents' home other than we were in college. So we were still living at home with our parents. Prior to getting married, we didn't live together, we didn't do any of that. So we knew, hey, we need somewhere to stay. So we decided to get an apartment, but we knew that an apartment wasn't like our long-term, goal. So during our courtship, we talked about, owning a home, what that would look like. So we actually were already in the process of saving. We were savers, prior to marriage. So really just continuing to save, that was our goal. So we weren't necessarily saving for a home when we first got the thought of like, oh, this would be great. We had a convo with you.
Yeah.
All right. And we was telling you then, like, man, we want to go through the process, but we're going to sit on this and we're going to just continue to save because we wanted this, pretty nice amount of money in our account when we decided to, buy a home or whatever it was. And you were telling us, well, y'all can sit here and y'all can give these folks like $12,000, $13,000 over the next year, and it just goes to whoever, or you can spend that $12,000, $13,000+ and you can be paying on your own home mortgage. So when you broke that down to us, we was just like, well, shucks,
It's kind of obvious.
Yes, it's kind of obvious. So we were in a really great position. And then from there, we just started like, hey, let's jump on it. So that's the quick version of the process. Like,
cool. Yeah. So, okay, when you first get started, you had this list of like what I want, what I need in a home.
Yes.
Would you say that you got everything that you listed on there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we had a family meeting, wrote down, I think it had like 13 specific things that like are must-haves.
Yeah.
So when we first started looking, we actually was looking at pre-existing homes.
Yeah.
And literally there was nothing on the market that literally met all of our, must-haves.
Yeah.
And we had a few things that were like deal breakers. Like if it didn't have this, it's a must. Yeah, we can't do it. So from that list, we was like, yep, nothing's out here. We looked at several different homes together. Nope, not it. So that led us to, hey.
So real quick, we went to a house that was in our area where we grew up, and the guy, like, we were in the house, touring the house. There were no cars in the driveway or anything. Of course, us realtors, we have access to all these homes, with security features. But we go in there, we've walked through the kitchen, the living room, the office. We get to the master bedroom, and I'm like, is that a shower?
The guy's in the shower.
He's in the shower. Y'all, we ran out the house. He came to, I was like, oh my God. And then he came to the door. He was like, I'm so sorry. I forgot I had a showing. Y'all, it was crazy.
We didn't see him though.
We didn't.
For those minds. We just heard
the shower, and I seen like the steamy door. I was like, oh my God. we were out of there. But anyway, so y'all got like everything you wanted and some extras.
Absolutely.
Definitely some.
Y'all almost compromised. Like we almost.
Tell them about that. Tell them.
So guys, I will, say anybody. So our first time when we moved away from the idea, okay, pre-existing not it, we decided to, hey, let's find some builders.
Right.
So our first area, which is who we ended up building when we came to Regency. Absolutely loved the home that they built, but when we talked to the realtor lady that was at the model home, the sales associate, she was telling us that, well, we had a time frame of when we wanted to start build things of that sort, and she told us, well, it's not going to be any more lots left in this area. So we was like, okay, cool. But we also wanted to compare builders. I'm not going to put the other builder's name out there, but we went to 2 other builders. Yeah, we got stuck on this one builder because we was like, well, if we can't get what we want to now, we moved from particularly building our forever home to like, well, we'll just build our first time home,
and then move again.
Yeah. And we both, my husband and I both said, we don't want to do all that moving. Yeah. It's not worth it. But we was like, okay, cool. This is what we're going to do. But going back to that list, we literally only had maybe like 8 or 9 things on that list, but the things that were left off were major things. And so because of that, for whatever reason, my husband was looking at some reviews one night, and with that builder, he found some reviews that were not satisfactory and great. And I also was looking at other homes, and we just kind of felt like, well, all right, we're kind of settling. So let's not settle. And so we contacted Regency again, and the lady told us, well, we have 4 lots left. It could be 5 because one of the larger lots, the people actually pulled back.
Yes, and we got that lot.
Yes, and we got that lot because the people wanted a side load, but they couldn't do a side load on this lot, and it was still one of the bigger lots in the neighborhood. So we ended up getting their lot.
What tips would you give a person who's thinking about buying a house? What tips would you give them in regards to, I guess I want to say financial? Because that's a huge part of it.
Major. And
I think that is a huge piece of why you guys experience was so smooth, because it was well thought out. You had your money saved, you knew where X amount of dollars were going, and then because you paid bills the way you did, your credit scores reflected that. So what tips would you give?
I would definitely, the first tip I would get would be to plan, because and even beyond planning, setting goals, we definitely are believers, and we believed in Habakkuk 2:2, which encourages us to write things down, make it plain, and we submitted those goals to the Lord. So we weren't going into anything blind. We knew what we desired. And so that helped us because we weren't just out here like, oh, you know, looking all over the place.
Yeah.
But in regards to finances, yes, I would say definitely with your goals, it helps you plan out. But even if, you know, home buying isn't just the financial tip, like you got to have those coins regardless. So I think home buying is kind of different than home buying when you're building. Because I will say building, if you're desiring to build, correct me if I'm wrong, you're probably going to put out more money up front compared to somebody that's going into something pre-existing. And I say this because you go to the design studio, so you got to write them a check. And you know, my feelings was hurt.
Well, let me give a disclaimer.
Not hurt, but
let me give a disclaimer. When I tell you guys that their home is meticulous, well designed,
we're a little extra.
So this home has, I believe, all of the upgrades with the exception of maybe a few. So of course the design center was a little bit pricey.
It was different.
But if you still wanted to do a new construction, you don't have to get, some people are fine with the standard.
With the
they're fine with the standard, I guess, building features that come with the house. So they don't have to pay them much more extra at the design center. But we're going to talk about how paying for those extras actually helps in the end.
Yes, that's true too.
It helps. It works out.
It does work out. Okay. Yeah, it does work out.
Go ahead.
So yes, financially, I would say save your coins. I would say also be aware of your credit score. Praise God that both of our credit scores were amazing. So even if you're single, married, whatever, and you want to go into the process, I would definitely say our credit scores blessed us, helped us to be able to get what we wanted confidently. You know, we didn't have to have like this worry tip of like, well, what if this don't happen or what if this don't happen? So even if you are on the lower end, home ownership is still possible, but it just may look different. So the coins definitely matters. You should be saving. I don't know what that number is. I think everybody's story is different.
It's definitely based off of the scenarios, because we bought our house at the top of the year. They bought their house at the end of the same year, and it looked in regards to how much you guys had to bring to the table and what we had to bring to the table were totally different. We bought a pre-existing home, they bought a new construction home, and where we live here in Memphis, Tennessee, there's not a lot of sellers who pay closing costs. So you have a lot of buyers that do new construction because some of those builders will pay a portion of your closing costs. So that may be something that you're interested in. And in regards to the credit, you don't have to be like superb credit. If you think like, okay, I'm ready to buy a house, but I feel like I'm at a 620 or low sixes or whatever. What I would advise for you to do is, if you have not hired a realtor, hire a realtor that's resourceful, that can help you in that area, and that can also refer you to lenders that work with those lower credit scores. So it's still a possibility, like she said. So one of the other things that was a huge part of this journey that made it exceptionally well, exceptionally smooth, is the lender. So be very strategic and wise on who you choose as your lender. You're going to want someone that can communicate with you more than just a little bit. If you are well versed in real estate transactions, you may not need someone who's going to call you every 2 days, but you will want someone who's efficient. So with that being said, I referred my girl a few different lenders.
And you did.
And they were all great lenders, but we went with one of the preferred lenders with the builder. And this was my first time working with him. When I tell you, phenomenal is, I don't even think that that's the word we should give him. Like, he was fantastic. So, and I can tell you a little bit about it, and then I'll let her talk about it. So originally we went in, and we went in under one, got pre-approved under one loan, but we knew that we was going to switch it in the end to a USDA loan. So different things had to be taken care of, which were, so when we got closer to the close date, we was like, hey, here, this is the close date, let's get working on the loan. He did. He followed up the way he should. Absolutely. He answered all questions. And then I want to say about a week and a half or 2 weeks before, no, a week and a half before closing. I think like 10 days literally before closing.
11 because we end up having to change and he needed.
Oh yeah.
We had to push the
So
closing
originally
date
it was 10 days before we were supposed to close, but it turned to 11 days just so we could meet guidelines.
Yeah.
So we originally started out wanting a USDA loan for this property. And then we couldn't in the beginning for whatever reasons, and we switched it over at the end, only to find out 10 days before the USDA, because of COVID, was not giving out any more money.
I don't know. I gotta stop moving. Hold on, let me. Little squeaky little stools.
If we move one time, it's gonna be. What is this, a bed?
Man, if your bed sound like that,
Yeah, if your bed.
then, baby, that does not mean that you're having great sexual activity. That means your bed cheap.
Cheap wood.
Cheap wood.
All right, so
Don't use any of that. Because I know you.
it's going in bloopers.
Because I know you.
All right, so we're gonna get this started by introducing who you are, Miss Latisa Douglas. I'm running it through my mind.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. So like I told you, today we are doing something a little bit differently.
Where do I look? Do I look here or do I look in the camera?
We're looking here
Okay, just wanted to make sure I didn't look cross-eyed.
because I think I was looking at the screen and